Okay, it is Sunday, January 25, 2026. We're doing a deep dive today into a rapidly developing situation in Lebanon.
We're looking at a fresh report from Al Jazeera, and it's pulling data from Lebanon's national news agency and their health ministry.
And the details,
Yeah.
they really suggest a pretty significant shift on the ground.
It's a serious escalation. It absolutely challenges the stability of the entire region. So I think our mission here is to look past the simple headline, airstrikes.
Right.
We need to understand where this is happening, who is being targeted, and why the source material is waving such a big red flag about that November 2024 ceasefire.
Okay, so let's start with that. What stands out to me immediately is the geography.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we see reports focused right on the border zone, but looking at the map today,
Mm-hmm.
this seems much more extensive. The national news agency is reporting strikes deep in the eastern Bekaa Valley.
And that's a key distinction. It wasn't limited to the border. I mean, you have those deep strikes in the east, and then at the same time, you have this cluster of attacks reported in the south, specifically mentioning villages like Buslaya and Aida al-Shab. It implies a synchronized sort of broad spectrum wave.
Not just a reactive, localized incident.
Exactly.
And within that wave, the report really zooms in on one area, the Bin Jabil district. That's where the situation turned deadly, right? Specifically in Khirbet Somme.
Right. There was a direct strike on a warehouse in Khirbet Somme, and the Lebanese Health Ministry was very precise with the toll there.
What do they report?
At least one person was killed and another injured at that specific site. When you look at the broader wave of attacks, the report lists 2 people killed in total.
This is where we run into that conflict of narratives. It's always the hardest part to parse in real time. We know a warehouse was hit,
Yes.
but the justification for why it was hit, that depends entirely on the source. The Israeli military has a specific claim about it.
They do. Their official statement is that the warehouse was a Hezbollah weapons manufacturing site.
The standard justification for a strike of this magnitude.
It is.
But, and this is really the critical takeaway from the source material for me, the report explicitly notes a gap in that story.
A very important gap. It states the military made this claim without providing evidence,
And that's the friction point. I mean, as analysts, we have to weigh the verifiable outcome
which is the casualty count from the health ministry.
against an unverified statement of intent about weapons. It just highlights how difficult it is to get clear information during active operations.
Absolutely. And it frames the larger political context. We're over a year out from the November 2024 ceasefire?
Right. You'd expect these incidents to be rare, but the language in the report, it paints a very different picture.
It really does. I mean, it doesn't describe this as a surprise attack or some kind of anomaly. The source explicitly calls this another near-daily violation of that agreement.
Near daily. That's a powerful phrase. That implies this is systemic.
It is. It suggests that what we're seeing today on January 25th is just one more data point in a continuous line of conflict.
So if we're seeing these widespread strikes from the Bekaa to the south, and our sources are calling them routine violations,
Then you have to ask if the ceasefire is actually, functioning on the ground at all.
it feels like the term ceasefire is becoming more of a, a semantic placeholder rather than a description of reality.
I think that's fair.
You have the specific tragedy occurred at Selm, you have these disputed claims over the target, and then you have a peace agreement that's reportedly being breached almost every 24 hours.
It forces you to rethink what stability even looks like in the Middle East right now.
It certainly does. And it leaves us with a really difficult question to consider. If a ceasefire is subjected to near-daily violations for over a year, at what point does the cumulative effect of those strikes fundamentally change the definition of the agreement itself?
Is it still a ceasefire, or has it become something else entirely?
That is the question everyone should be asking today.
Hmm.
A very sobering reality check. That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.